Hey everybody, Bart here, and I just wanted to make a quick video about the status of live updates as well as just a quick stretch. Now I've noticed that the YouTube live feature is only so-so with the quality, so I'll keep working on it. And because we don't have quite enough subscribers right now, the mobile platform doesn't even offer me a chance to live stream from my Apple device, which is far superior to YouTube desktop or the webcam feature that they have for just about any content creator. And so without further ado, let's just get into a stretch break. Now, I always default to a few specific stretches, so starting with arm circles. These are just so great because it's everything that your typing posture is not. You can't type like this, not yet, not without VR, but it's coming. So I always like to do 10 arm circles forwards, 10 back. Real small circles. Then I work into 10 huts, where I'm working the shoulder blades. I inhale, pinch together. I exhale, bring in. Inhale, pinch together. I exhale, bring in. So I always do about 10 reps, but you don't need to be so militant about sticking to those 10 reps. You could always do 15. These are body weight exercises. Unless you've blown yourself up lifting weights, it's really hard to get too much. So after I finish my 10 huts and I start to engage a deeper form of breathing, in through the nose, out through the mouth, I'll shake it out. Next, what's great is if you're sitting in front of the screen, just constantly, butt kickers. So you wake up the knees, wake up the quadriceps that sleep and sleep and sleep while you're typing away, video conferencing away, or just, wasting time on Amazon, which I'm great at. Last night, I think I spent at least an hour just looking at plants. House plants, nothing too radical. And then I relaxed my ankle. There's ways to go about this. In the sport performance world, we actually kind of kick just before the butt. So toe up, heel up. And in our very basic conditioning, we kind of relax the toe and we try and bring heel towards the butt. So there's a couple different ways we can do our butt kickers. Next, hitting the other side of the leg, doing some high knees. And you could always do some kick outs too, like old ska dancing. That's always good. But we want to get the hip flexors involved because when they sit, they become overstretched from being constantly in a flex state. So when you're standing, my hips are extended right here. My hip flexors are extended. When I lift my knee up, they're flexed. And when you're in that seated position for long periods of time, they're in this constant state of flex. And so we want to break it out and shake it out. All right. Next place to go is our back extension. So when we're sitting down, we're typically here. So we bring ourselves back, taking the hands of the hips, squeezing the glutes, lifting up through the chest. I shrug my shoulders to support and protect the back of the head. And then I'll take 3 to 5 breaths. In other videos, you've heard me say an 8 to 12 count is approximately 3 to 5 breaths, if you're breathing well. None of this. That has its place, just not here. Just inhaling out. And then I'll drop the chin. Rock out the ears. Another place that we're commonly focused when we have our computer right in front of us is head forward. Our computer's not typically here. It's not typically here. And while we might have a few monitors, we don't really move our neck fully to the side. So that's important because we don't want to get frozen shoulders. One way to have unfrozen shoulders is by having a very limber and loose set of neck muscles. So with this one, I bend my knees stay forward. I'm gonna turn, look out over the left shoulder. I've got my shoulders pinned back, chest up. I'll come back through center, working to the other side, looking out over the right shoulder. back through center, little rock. All right. Next on our warm-up train is our Romanian, where I put my hands on my thighs, and I push against my thighs, trying to get space between the backbones all the way up and down the spinal column. Now I harp on this one because it's so easy, it's so good for you, and it's just one of those things where once you do it, you have an aha moment, and you feel the relief. Sometimes you feel the release, where you feel, oh, something shifted, something was compressed. And if we're sitting back in our chair, kind of slouched, or if we're to one side, well, during that time of long exposure to poor posture, we'll develop compression. Sometimes it feels like an air pocket, that's real. So that when it releases, that pop is releasing either a slant to the side, a compression down, or it could be a compression towards the front. So that little pop, that's a good thing. We don't ever want to whip and crack, but it's a good thing when we feel that subtle realignment. And then the last place that we'll take on our trip today is just a subtle twist and rotation. I do this often. I make everybody that I work out with now, I see the value in it, do some sort of gentle rotation. So we have our arm swing, and this is movement above the hips. So I'm turning my torso, I'm not turning my knees, I'm not beating myself up and slapping myself with the wrist, but I am trying to turn just a little bit more every time. And then after about 10, 15 good turns, we'll be in a nice state to get back to work. We'll have the blood flowing, and we'll be ready to dive in with a little bit more engagement. So, thanks for tuning in today. I'll keep working on the live stream. I have another video coming up just a second about some more neck stretches. All right, take care of yourself.